Hello. Hello, everybody. It's been a while since I've done a video. I was hoping you can see it, but I can't. I can't show off my shirt. This is a Fright Rag shirt. Pretty awesome. Return of the Living Dead. One of my favorite zombie flicks. And they did a hell of a shirt, so I was trying to show it off. But, zombies. All he sees is zombies and mohawk. But zombies with mohawks, always cool. Welcome. My name is Sean DeRager, if you're just joining me. No, but if you know who I am, if you follow Sean DeRager Narrates, .com, screamingpause.com, all that kind of stuff. I don't know. I'm horrible at starting these things off. So, anyway, I try to do these each time I'm starting a new book. I just finished up The Brain Eaters. That has been put into the can, and that is being proofed right now, and then it'll be edited, and then hopefully it'll head over to the rights holder, and hopefully everything's cool. And my goal with this one, since he's so overbooked with, he was trying to, I guess, proof and edit himself and master, and I told him I'm going to try to handle all that for him. So hopefully he can just listen to it, love it, and put it out there. So we'll see what happens. But that's my goal. That's my goal with pretty much everything that I do. I want it to get to the rights holder like as perfect, in my opinion, as possible. Nothing's ever perfect, but I want to get it to them so they don't have to worry about the mastering and all that kind of stuff. It's not their job. Their job is to listen to it and approve it. So I am starting a book called Road Ghosts. It is an omnibus, and it is basically 3 books in one, and there's also a short story in there. So, it is by Garrison, writing name Chris Garrison. But I'm really excited to get to this, and when I first accepted the job, I didn't realize it was going to be a 19-hour project. And now, as my schedule is starting to fill up, I was starting to panic a little bit because I have a project I'm doing next for Valancourt Books, and that one has a pretty set deadline, so I'm starting to stress because this is a pretty big book. So we'll see. I don't know. Many sleepless nights maybe, and I may be transitioning to another job at the day job, so another role possibly. So things are going to get crazy here this this time of year. But hey, it's what I signed up for. So I'm going to start this book. I have to do the first 15 minutes and turn that in to Chrissy so she can read it and or listen to it, and hopefully everything's cool. I did this same part as the audition, but of course I'm a little more prepared now, so I'm hoping to do it better than the audition. So that's the goal. She gave me some notes on some of the characters. I think I'm pretty much keeping the voices the same, kind of sort of tweaking a few. One of them I did kind of more of a deep South gruff guy, and I'm changing that up a little bit, so it doesn't sound so kind of stereotypical Southern, because I think the character is more of a Midwestern who's relocated to the South. So we want more of I guess, kind of an Indiana, just slow, sure and steady Indiana accent, Midwestern accent. I'm from Southern California. We all talk like we're going to run out of air. So that's the one thing I always have to try to do when I'm narrating these books is slow down and tell the story. So that's always been the big thing. Let me move my windows around a little bit. So let's get in here. All right. So I'll be doing the main book introductions on a separate file. So we're just going to get started on this. And I don't know if for each book if I have to do. I haven't done an omnibus before. This will be like a 19-hour audiobook, but it's 3 books plus a short story. So I'm getting all that figured out in my head. But right now I won't worry about that. I can worry about that in the edit. So here we go. We're just going to give it a shot. As always, this is quick and dirty. I do punch and roll, so I'll be kind of fixing things here and there if I have to. And, of course, I'm just starting the book, so I'm probably going to stop a lot. But I like kind of doing these and kind of getting out there like, hey, I'm doing the book. And it's just fun to kind of, so people can see the process. Disclaimer, I haven't been doing this that long, so my process probably, it works for me right now, but it's probably I'm continuing with every book to streamline my process and get better and better and kind of get in line with the standards that other professional narrators do. So that's always my goal. Sometimes my methods that I'm doing, I don't know. You don't know what you know. So I'm taking coaching. I have another coaching session in November with Jamie Madler. She freaking rocks. She kicked my ass on our first coaching session. Oh, man. She's awesome. So good coaching is always a plus. I'm rambling, so we're just going to get started here on Road Ghosts by E. Chris Garrison. Four Till Late. Book 1, Road Ghosts. Chapter 1. Uncle Gonzo. Go away, the papery voice whispered. There we go. The papery voice whispered from the speaker of Brett's voice recorder. Oh, I said that too fast. Gotta get in the groove. Get in the groove. The papery voice whispered from the speaker of Brett's voice recorder. Go away. See? It repeats itself, said Brett to Jimbo. Let me see if I make sure I got his voice right. I have a little library I've created already. Okay. See? It repeats itself. Do like that. See? It repeats itself, said Brett to Jimbo. Jimbo ran a hand through his spiky blonde hair, squinting at the electric device. I don't know. What do you know it's... Whoops. Don't know. How do you know it's a ghost? Brett stood up and pocketed the device. Pocketed. Gotta slow down here. Brett stood up and pocketed the device. Well, I don't know for sure, but I didn't say it, and neither did anyone else there. Sure sounds like it doesn't like you, whatever it is. Let's see, let's get Jimbo's voice a little more distinct here. Sure sounds like it doesn't like you, whatever it is. I'm gonna get the pff out of there. Like it doesn't like you, whatever it is. Yeah, I know. It's sort of a trend, said Brett, taking his glasses off for a moment to polish them. Huh? Brett held the glasses up and peered at Jimbo through the... Brett held the glasses up and peered at Jimbo through the lenses one at a time. Oh, it's nothing. Just each ghost hunt I go on... Dang it. I'm freaking messing up. Trying to settle into new characters and stuff. I've been doing certain characters in the Brain Eaters. I'm trying to make sure I'm not diving into those characters. Oh, it's nothing. Listen to his thing. Oh, it's nothing. Just each ghost hunt I go on... I seem to go on. Just each ghost hunt I seem to go on lately. I get unfriendly messages like those. Jimbo shrugged. Fran's into that stuff. Gives me the creeps, honestly. Don't play it for Gonzo. You know he'll just laugh. For Gonzo, you know he'll just laugh. Brett rolled his eyes and checked his watch for the third time in 10 minutes. It's after 10 now. Where is he? Jimbo shrugged and didn't look up from his handheld game. You know Uncle Gonzo. He probably had to make a liquor run first. He would have called if something happened, right? He cursed at the video game. Maybe he's not coming at all. Maybe he's gotten distracted on a shiny object and forgot to let us know he can't make it. Brett scowled and glanced at his watch again. It hadn't changed. Damn. Jimbo glanced up at Brett. Yeah? Think he'd pass on a road trip? This was his idea. He's spent the money... He's spent the money... He's spent the past month trying to talk us into it. I couldn't be... Into it? I could be home playing Warcraft right now. My guild could use the help. Warcraft right now. My guild could use the help. I could have saved the drive up from Bloomington. The help. I could have saved the drive up from Bloomington. Anyway, Gonzo can be flaky, but it'd take a... Well, it can be flaky, but it'd take an act of God to keep him from his precious New Orleans road trip. The game bleeped, and Jimbo clicked it off in disgust. He picked up his beer, sniffed the neck... His beer, sniffed the neck of the bottle, and then gulped... Sniffed the neck of the bottle, and then gulped it down. Yeah, I know, said Brett. It's just not important to him. But to me, too. Wait. I said the wrong emphasis. Wrong emphasis. It's not just important to him, but to me, too. I gotta get away for a while. Gonzo has good taste. New Orleans is an excellent destination. But to me, it doesn't matter so much where we're going. Hitting the road with you guys will be just the thing I need. Excuse me, I was gonna burp. I was reading on Facebook, someone was reading or listening to an audiobook, and the narrator burped into the microphone. Never got edited out. That is my fear, that something like that ends up in a final product. Excellent destination. But to me, it doesn't matter so much where we're going. Hitting the road with you guys will be just the thing I need. Work been shitty for you too? Asked Jimbo. Brett nodded. Yeah, it's been crazy busy. But I think I've just spent too much time in my own head. Literally, I do this this is me working. I in my weird interjections and singing to myself and stuff. This me working. It's been crazy. It's been crazy busy. Crazy busy. But I think I've just spent too much time in my own head. You know? All the stress. It's been giving me nightmares. A shrill car horn. Had a weird emphasis. Let me... Yeah, it's fine. in my own head, you know? All the stress, it's been giving me nightmares. A shrill car horn blared outside. Again and again, each blast longer than the last. Damn it. We wait 2 hours for him to show, and now we're holding him up. I said that too loud. I clipped the microphone. Hold on. Damn it. We wait 2 hours for him to show, and now we're holding him up. That's a question. Let's try it one more time. Damn it. We wait 2 hours for him to show, and now we're holding him up? Brett swung his backpack to his shoulder and grunted. Jimbo gulped down his beer and belched loudly, tossing the empty bottle into the trash. Belch. I said belch weird. You think it's just an audiobook is just one person sitting in the booth just, I am going to narrate for 30 minutes. This whole chapter, I'm just going to do this. Maybe some do, but me, especially doing characters and stuff like that, like, I can't just sit and do that. I don't know. Not yet, anyway. Especially right when I'm starting out, there's no way. And, I don't know. I think it's more fun for you guys to watch me fucking around. Fucking around in the booth. Alright, let's see. Where was I? To his shoulder and grunted. Jimbo gulped down his beer and belched loudly, tossing the empty bottle into the trash. 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 See, I talk too fast. It's something I'm trying to work on. Tossing the empty bottle in the trash. He grabbed the rolling bag he'd packed. Tossing the empty bottle in the tossing the empty bottle in the trash. Tossing the empty bottle in the trash. And belched loudly. Tossing the empty bottle in the trash. He grabbed the rolling bag Man, I can't talk right now. Into the trash. Empty bottle in the trash. He grabbed the rolling bag he'd packed and velcroed the game into his side pocket. The two friends exited the townhouse. Brett locked the door, and they headed outside. A powder blue minivan sat idling, headlights on, out in the parking. No, not like how I said that. Headlights on. Sat idling, headlights on, out in the parking lot. A powder blue minivan sat idling, headlights on, out in the parking lot. I like that better. A powder blue minivan sat idling, headlights on, out in the parking lot. At first, Brett grabbed Jimbo's shoulder to hold him back. They looked at each other and turned to go back to the apartment. The shrill horn, more annoying than... Horn, more annoying outside, made Brett jump and turn around. Jimbo cried, "Hey, it's Gonzo in a minivan!" Made Brett jump and turn around. Made Brett jump and turn around. Made Brett jump and turn around. Turn around. Jimbo cried, "Hey, it's Gonzo! In a minivan!" Brett turned around and laughed, a short bark of a noise. Whoa. My mouse went crazy just now. Here we go. Brett turned around and laughed, a short bark of a noise. Round and laughed, a short bark of a noise. Okay. I'll be damned. Hey, Uncle Gonzo finally made it. Inside the van sat Gonzo, a bear of a man with a ruddy face, reddish-brown hair pulled back in a ponytail, and cheerful, squinty eyes. I gotta check this voice here that I did earlier. When are you gonna stop calling me Uncle? When are you gonna stop calling me Uncle? Junior, when you're gonna Junior. Junior, when are you gonna stop calling me Uncle? It's embarrassing. I'm only a few years older than you. I'm talking too fast for him. Junior, when are you gonna Junior, when are you gonna stop calling me Uncle? It's embarrassing. I'm only a few years older than you. You're that much older than Jimbo, too. But he doesn't call you Uncle Brett. Also, I'm sick of explaining that there's no relation between me and you mutants. Maybe I'll stop calling. Wait. Maybe I'll stop when you quit. Maybe I'll stop when you quit calling me Junior. I missed one thing. And now it's gone. Maybe I'll stop when you quit calling me Junior, Gons. Maybe I'll stop when you quit calling me Junior, Gons. There's a question mark, so I'm like, how am I going to question mark? Maybe I'll stop calling you when you quit calling me Junior, Gons. Maybe I'll stop calling. Maybe I'll stop when you quit calling me Junior, Gons. I turned 30 this year. Sorry about the dead air, folks. I'm just checking this. Brett grinned and walked toward the van. Jimbo jogged up to the Grand Caravan and grinned at Gonzo. What happened to the Z, Uncle Gonzo? Did it get a sex change and gain weight? He giggled insanely, and then put on his best whiny Luke Skywalker imitation. He giggled insanely, and then put on his best whiny Luke Skywalker imitation. What a piece of junk! What I love about Road Ghost is I get to do this Luke Skywalker impersonation, really quick one, and I get to do a Yoda impersonation. I'm so excited. Brett joined him more slowly, but snorted at the reference. Let's redo this. Let's redo that. Brett joined him more slowly, but snorted at the reference. Gonzo smirked. Check Gonzo's voice. This fucker will do 0.5 past light speed. This fucker. This fucker. This fucker will do 0.5 past light speed. I clipped on fucker. Apologize to those of you who are sensitive to swear words right now. This fucker will do 0.5 past light speed. Is there too much? He cackled and smacked the roof of the van, leaning his head out the window to look back at the bulk of the vehicle as if checking to see if it were still all there. Did I get all that right? His head out the window, leaning his head out the window to look back at the bulk of the vehicle as if checking. That's all I'll do it. I'll slow it down a little bit. Roof of the van, leaning his head out the window to look back at the bulk of the vehicle as if checking to see if it was all still there. Checking to see if it was all still there. Okay, good. All right, Jimbo. Okay. I got it just for trips like this. Think we could have fit both your whiny asses in the Z? Liz would have to ride in my lap. Slow him down a little bit. I got it just for trips like this. Think we could have fit both your whiny asses in the Z? Liz would have to ride in my lap. I'm just checking to make sure I'm happy with his voice and comparing it. It's hard because I haven't settled into the characters yet, so I'm still kind of like making sure I'm hitting the right cadences and stuff. So, here we go. He put on a look of mock disappointment. On second thought, maybe I should have brought the Z after all. Now he's a little more sarcastic, like, hey, I'm gonna... On second thought, maybe I should have brought the Z after all. He shifted the caravan into park, pulled the emergency brake, and stepped out. He slid open the side door. He slid open the side door. Load up, gentlemen. It's going to be a wild ride. Brett coughed and looked dismayed. Liz? Is she actually coming along? I thought she had to work. He stared into the van rather than looking at either. Whoops. Where am I at? Totally lost my place. Totally. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. He stared into the van rather than looking at either of the other two guys. Excuse me. He stared into the van rather than looking at either of the other two guys. His backpack stayed on his blah 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 blah. His backpack stayed on his shoulder. Gosh, what kind of say that right now? His backpack stayed on his shoulder. Excuse me. His backpack stayed on his shoulder, weighing that side of him down. Clean that up a little bit. Edit that. Weighing the side of him down. Glancing back at the townhouse, he took deep Glancing back at the townhouse, he took we are missing an A. So I got to keep notes of. I like to keep notes of possible edits if it's not a classic book. To let Chrissy know there's a little we're missing A here. So where am I at? Glancing back at the townhouse, he took a deep breath and let it out. Jimbo tossed his bag in the back of the van. You still hung up on her, Brett? You guys broke up 2 years ago, didn't you? Thought you were doing that. Oh. Didn't you? Thought you were doing that platonic friends thing. Seeing that Brett still hadn't loaded his backpack, Gonzo shrugged and took his bag from him and tossed it through the van's open door to join Jimbo's. Alright. I think I'm done videotaping myself. It's been 30 minutes. Jesus Christ. So I'm gonna buckle down and get this first chapter finished up. Send this into Chrissy and the fine folks at 7th Star Press so they can listen to this first 15 minutes and approve it, and then I will move on and finish this 19 hours. So, what I like about this book is it's very, there's great dialogue. It's very snappy back and forth. It reads very well. As opposed the Brain Eaters, and then before that, Warbots, were written more in the 80s, and there was some clunky prose there. I don't know if it's the style or what, but they were both a little more detached, a lot more going on. This story, especially this first Road Ghost story, is very intimate. It's the intimate group of friends. When I was prepping, I basically wrote the crew for the main 4 characters: Lizzie, Jimbo, Gonzo, and Brett. And then each chapter there'll be a couple of side characters that'll come in. So I really like how this book's written. Just great writing and really fun to read. So I'm hoping this is a quick 19 hours. And then I'll be starting on a book from Valancourt Books called Out for Blood. It's a 1991 vampire book. One of the few I think written for specifically with a gay character back in the early 90s. So they're not releasing it on the Paperbacks from Hell side of things. They're releasing it on their kind of main Valancourt Books name, which is great. And then hopefully, all this stuff will build for more 80s paperbacks and more fun horror stories. Love Road Ghost here. It's spooky. It's not horror per se. It's more. I guess when I talked to Christy about it, it's more like Supernatural meets Scooby-Doo type thing. So there's hints of horror, but it is more of a lighthearted horror, I guess. Not heavy, but I have some really cool things coming up as well. A lot of good projects on the calendar, man. I had to stop auditioning for projects because I'm scared that I'm overbooking myself. So we'll see how it goes. 2020 is looking awesome, and the rest of this year is looking awesome. So thank you for watching. I'll talk to you next time. I'll probably jump on here when I start the second book in the Road Ghost series, and maybe I'll find kind of a fun, spooky, action-y type scene to narrate. And if I come across one of those here that's non-spoilery, of course I'll probably jump on and do like another just a quick 10-15 minutes. So thank you for watching. As always, you can go to SeanDeRagerNarrates.com to see more of my stuff, demos there. If you are interested in getting free audiobooks and reviewing them, there's a mailing list you can sign up for at the bottom. So please do that if you wouldn't mind listening and for free, but then leaving like a little review, a little honest review, honest but polite. Even if you didn't like it, just be polite. You know what I'm saying? If you're reviewing anything, be as constructive and polite as you can. Unless you can tell like the narrator didn't give a flying shit, and it's like, I don't know, but go through life being as kind as you can. Also, I didn't show off my new headphones. I did a picture on Instagram of these. I've been wanting these ever since college, but Beater Dynamics, DT77 Pro, 250 ohm. I had to get a headphone amp to use these because they're so awesome. I was scared that I would hear too much, but it's actually just enough. Like for editing and all this, I hear just enough. So I'm going to shut up now. You guys have a great rest of your day, rest of your evening, rest of your morning, whatever. Thank you for taking the time to hang out in the booth here and watch me work. This is very niche audience wanting to watch me do this, but it's fun that some of you do. So yeah. All right. Talk to you later. Bye.